compete or talk street, street, street. I can pick up the best from the party animal. I could leave you, say goodbye, or I could love you if I tried, and I could. And left to my own devices, I probably would. Left to my own devices, I probably would. Pick up a brochure about the sun. Learn to ignore what the photographer saw. I was always told that you should join a club. Stick with the gang if you want to belong. I was a lonely boy, no strength, no joy, in a world of my own, at the back of the garden. I didn't want to compete or play out on the street or in a secret life. I was a roundhead general. I could leave you, say goodbye, or I could love you if I tried, and I could. And left to my own devices, I probably would. Left to my own devices, I probably would. Oh, I would. Faced with a choice at a difficult age. Would I write a book, or should I take to the stage? But in the back of my head I heard distant feet, Che Guevara and Lucy to a disco beat. I don't know why, I don't know how. Thought I loved you, but I'm not sure now. Seen you look at strangers too many times. The love you want is of a different kind. Remember when we felt the sun? A love like paradise, how hot it burned. Threat of distant thunder, the sky was red. When you walked, you always turn every head. All day, watch them all fall down. All day, domino dancing. All day, watch them all fall down. All day, domino dancing. Thought that when we fought, I was to blame. Now I know you play a different game. I've watched you dance with danger, still wanting more. Add another number to the score. All day, watch them all fall down. All day, domino dancing. All day, watch them all fall down. When you look around you wonder, do you play to win? Or are you just a bad loser? sky is dark, and now a storm is breaking within my heart. All day, watch them all fall down. All day, domino dancing. All day, watch them all fall down. All day, domino dancing. Lying on your bed, playing punk rock and stuff. Home is a boot camp, you gotta escape. Wanna go and wander in the ticker tape. You feel the deal is real. You're a New York City boy, so young, so wrong. Into New York City, New York City boy. You'll never have a birthday, 'cause you're a New York City boy. With 7th Avenue meets Broadway. The street is amazing, the hoochie's unreal. Check out all our hardware at the latest deal. Hear a song, that's the bomb. If you don't get that mix, it's gone 86. You feel the deal is real. You're in New York City, New York City boy. You'll never have a birthday, 'cause you're a New York City boy. With 7th Avenue meets Broadway. New York City boy. This is your report day, 'cause you're a New York City boy. With 7th Avenue meets Broadway. Broadway, 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 New York, 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 Broadway, New York. You never have a birthday, New York City. You never have a birthday, New York City. Home is a boot camp, you gotta escape. Wanna go and wander in the ticker tape. You feel the deal is real. You're a New York City boy, so young, so wrong. Into New York City, New York City, New York City boy, New York City. You'll never have a birthday, 'cause you're a New York City boy, New York City. 7th Avenue meets Broadway, Broadway. we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? Don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? You lock your letters in a box and give it to the key. I go on better. I'm indebted to a contact magazine. Tell me why don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? Don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? Everybody's gotta live together just to find a little peace of mind there. If you give up your affairs forever, I will give up mine. But it's hard, so hard. But it's hard, so hard. Always hoping you'll be faithful, but you're not, I suppose. We've both given up smoking, 'cause it's fatal. So whose matches are those? Tell me why don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? Don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard? Tell me why don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard? Tell me why don't we try not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves? Not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves. Not to break our hearts and make it so hard for ourselves. We make it so hard, so hard. We make it so hard, so hard.
It's always with
turned over a new leaf, then tore right through it. Whatever you taught me, I didn't believe it. Father, you fought me, 'cause I didn't care, and I still don't understand. So I look back upon my life, forever with a sense of shame. I've always been the Let's get out of this life. I'm afraid and alone, paralyzed in the purple zone. Let's get out of this life. I'm afraid and alone, paralyzed in the purple zone. Chain reaction between you and me. My heart starts missing a beat. My heart starts missing a beat. Every time, every time, every time. If I didn't love you, I would look around for someone else. Every time I see done to deserve this? What have I 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 done to deserve this? Drinks, I brought you flowers, I read your books and talked for hours. Every day so many drinks, such pretty flowers. So tell me what have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? What have I?
Since you went away, I've been hanging around. I've been wondering why I'm feeling down. Went away, it should make me feel better. I don't know how I'm gonna get through. How I'm gonna get through.
You always wanted me to be something I wasn't.
You always wanted too much.
Now I can do what I want to forever. How am I gonna get through? How am I gonna get through? At night the people come and go. They talk too fast and walk too slow. Chasing time from hour to hour. I pour the drinks and crush the flowers. What have I done to deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? What have I?
Since you went away, I've been hanging around. I've been wondering why I'm feeling down. You went away, but you made me better. I don't know how I'm gonna get through. How I'm gonna get through. How I'm
really, do I? But what I do like, I love passion.
You're my lover, you're my hope, you're my dreams, my life, my passion, my love, my sex, my money, violence, religion, injustice, and death.
Doctored in mathematics, I could have been a don. I can program a computer, choose the perfect time. If you've got the inclination, I've got the crime. Oh, there's a lot of opportunities if you know when to take them, you know. There's a lot of opportunities. If there aren't, you can make them. You've got the looks, let's make lots of money. You've got What you gonna do? There's a lot of people gunning for you. Zazu, rendezvous, a knock on the door in the night. That's Zazu, he don't care. Dark glasses, long hair, takes his time. Sneers at men, some ugly people want revenge. Zazu, rendezvous, a knock on the door in the night. In the night. dancing without